Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Maverick here, today watching episode 10 of Violet Evergarden. So, I know, it's been a while. I've been trying to get my schedule fixed because of the start of the season and all that, end of year, start of year. Winter season has always been the bane of my existence because, lots of real-world commitments and work commitments as well, but, we'll get through somehow, right? And not to mention, I did say before that I will be moving the video times for this series, so now it should be more or less fixed on Mondays. So just stay ready for that. Now, this is episode 10, right? And apparently a lot of you guys are really looking forward to it, which kind of makes me scared in a sense because typically, even though you don't say what it actually is, to me, it's also a spoiler of a sort because you come into it with expectations, right? And we definitely want to meet those expectations and whatnot. But, I've been racking my brains and I honestly can't understand, why, what kind of development will happen here. It seems that from last episode, Violet has got to a better place, right? She's kind of walked out of her little slump there, the despair that she's facing. She's accepted the death of the Major and she's accepted that, hey, the Major's dying wish is for Violet to continue to live on and live freely and to live up to the name of herself, right? Violet Evergarden, a name given to her by Gilbert here. So she's starting to see all the good that she's doing as a doll and so on and so forth. So I really don't know what exactly is going to happen here that can cause such a big expectation from everyone, right? So I guess with that in mind, we will just have to get into the episode and see. By the way, I do recall some discussions saying that there are some music changes in terms of episode 10. However, I am watching the Blu-ray version, and I just want to keep a consistent theme for it throughout, right? Any changes that they made to the Blu-ray, I'll assume that it was made at the director's discretion and for the better. So, with that in mind, let's just get into the episode. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, you certainly look like a doll as well. Violet? Where is this place? Not like bad news. Why? Alright. Which kind of brings... I wonder how tall Violet actually is. Considering she's only like, what, 14? Or something like that. She definitely looks like she's 170 centimeters or something like that. Such a fantastic choice for opening. It really fits the series. Alright. And
ご挨拶。いらっしゃいませ。失礼します、お母様。まあ、よろしい。それで、何？
Big dolls outside.
不思議な虫でも見つけたの？でもお母様には見せないでね。虫じゃないの。お人形が歩いてきたの。お人形？
奥様、ご到着されました。
ああ、お人形。そういえば今日だったわね。今にお通しして。
かしこまりました。ちょっと。
申し訳ありませんけど、続きはまた。
So who are these?
この屋敷どうするの？
Okay, I guess relatives or something?
すぐには、だから私たちが。
今日のところはお引き取りください。
ちょっと。
アン、
Be polite.
いい子にしててね。
Yeah, be a good girl.
お待たせしてごめんなさい。遠いところ来てくれてありがとう。問題ありません。喋った。お客様がお望みならどこでも駆けつけます。自動手記人形サービス。やっぱりお人形。アン、ごめんなさい。いえ。バイオレット・エヴァーガーデンです。さあ、今お茶が入りますからかけていらして。
Still having that blue umbrella.
お口に合うといいけれど、どうぞ。頂戴します。飲んだ紅茶どうなるの？あん、いずれ体内から排出され、帰ります。あん、失礼ですよ。始めますか？私の貸し出し期間は7日間と承っております。そうね、すぐ始めたいわ。かしこまりました。作業はどちらでなさいますか？
Here?
それじゃあ、明るいサンルームの。
Sunroom. Okay.
何するの？お手紙を書くのを手伝ってもらうのよ。お手紙なら私が書いてあげるのに。難しい言葉は無理でしょ。無理じゃない。それに、バイオレットさんはお手紙を書くのがとても上手で。
You know, my instinct is to say, this is a will?
とっても遠くにいる人よ。遠く？
Okay, never mind.
大事なお手紙なの。サンルームに入ってきてはダメよ。それじゃ、バイオレットさん、かしこまりました。
Because it certainly seems that this lady here is in poor health. You see the relatives there as well.
持参したタイプライターになります。それで大丈夫よ。かしこまりました。やっぱり良くないものだったわ。
Oh, she's really a doll.
すごい。
Yeah, it definitely seems that.
大丈夫？大丈夫よ。
Mm.
すぐ良くなるから。本当に？本当に。そうだ、私子守歌歌ってあげる。ありがとう。でもお母様は大人だから大丈夫。じゃあ一緒に寝てもいい？まあ、もうお昼寝は卒業したでしょ。今日はいいの。それより、アン、お客様のお相手をして差し上げて。お客様は嫌い。私からお母さんを奪うんだもの。ごめんね、アン。でもお願い、7日間だけよ。お母さんを困らせないで。
Yeah, at this point, I'm thinking that the mother has a terminal illness of some sort. And she's getting Violet here to write her will. Or perhaps even letters to her daughter. Or maybe it's not gonna be that.
あなたはお人形だから
Hmm.
何をするのですか
Well,
でお話しするとか何かして遊ぶとか
I guess these two are gonna play house.
私の担当外の作業ですですが少しの間でしたらじゃあお人形遊びするからはい
Just the thing of like,
お話ししたりお世話したりするに決まってるじゃないまず挨拶してみなさいよこんにちはこんにちはあらこんにちは今のはお人形が言ったのなるほど理解しましたそっか、
Hmm.
あなたお人形だから遊ばれたことはあっても遊んだことないね
Ah, you little rascal.
私が教えてあげるわそれじゃあ次はおままごとしましょうお庭にテーブルもあるのよ
お部屋の用意ができましたのでご
It'll definitely. I feel like Violet wouldn't have been able to understand this
お嬢様
just a year ago or something like that.
2階のお部屋になります
何話してるのかなあエリス私が持ってくわ
いけませんこれは私のお仕事ですから取らないでくださいまし
もう人生ってどうしてこうなのかしら、
Yeah.
はい私アンよどうぞお入りくださいどうかなされましたか何してるの手を調整していたのです調整はいちゃんと動くように
That is such a piece of art.
はいその次の日もはい7日だからその次の日も次の日もはい誰に書いてるのそれは申し上げられませんどうしてよ守秘義務があるのです守秘
That's using.
使わないで申し訳ありませんお父様じゃないわよねだってお父様はもういないもん
Oh, the father's gone.
大きな戦争があったでしょそこで立派な戦死を遂げられたの
Damn.
ねえ誰にお手紙書いてるのお嬢様何かご用があっていらしたのでは何かってエリスは帰っちゃったしお母さんはもうお休みになってるし
Want someone to play with her?
それではお嬢様もうお休みになられてはどうして夜更かしは女性にとって大敵ですカトリアさんがそう言っておられました
Oh, that's why.
当社の別のドールです別のはい他にもエリカさんとアイリスさんというドールがすごいそんなに動くお人形がいるの
So innocent, this girl.
お嬢様わかったわ寝るもんあなたも寝ないとお母さんに怒られるんだからねそれに夜更かしするといけないお化けが出るんだからねおやすみなさいませお嬢様おやすみ変なお人形
Now she's being like a babysitter.
読むの上手じゃない。バイオレット、パンはパンでもすごく硬くて食べられないパンってなんだ？スープに入れれば柔らかくなります。バイオレット、バイオレット、お母さんが来るまでなぞなぞして一緒に踊って。
She just wants someone to play with her, basically.
お嬢様、優先順位を教えてください。バイオレット、読んで。バイオレット、バイオレット。
Well, hey, at least she's bonding with children, right? That's a good thing.
いかがでしょうか？ええ、とってもいいわ。では、この印象で。ありがとう。あ、違うの。バイオレットにリボンをつけてもらおうと思ったの。わかったわ。でも後でね。奥様、少しだけ休憩をいただいてもよろしいでしょうか？え？お嬢様は今がよろしいのでしょう。できましたよ、お嬢様。本当はバイオレットにリボンをつけてほしいんじゃないの？はい。本当はお母さんにしてほしいの。はい。一緒にご本読むのも、なぞなぞもおままごとも、虫はお母さん苦手だけど。お母さんと私の時間を取らないで、バイオレット。あと数日です。じゃあ、手紙を書いているとき私もそばにいていいって言って。近くにいたいの。そばにいて手をギュッて握るだけよ。お願い。申し訳ありません。承りかねます。どうして？すみません、お嬢様。そろそろ戻らなくてはいけません。
Yeah, the letters are definitely for her.
今日中に行けそうかしら。はい、この調子であれば奥様お願いします。奥様、大丈夫よ。
奥様、
大丈夫よ。しかしお願い、続けて。もうやめて、お母さん。もうやめて。あん、大丈夫だから向こうへ行っててちょうだい。どうして手紙を書くの？誰に書くの？お父さんはもういないのに。大事な手紙なの。私が知らない誰かの手紙なんでしょ？お見舞いも来ない誰かよ。お母さんのことを本当に心配している人なんていないのに。私より大事な手紙なの？
There's nothing more important than you, little girl.
大事なものなんてないわ。お母さんは嘘ばっかり。嘘じゃないわ。だってお母さんちっとも良くならないじゃない。すぐに元気になるって言ったくせに。そうよ、私知ってる。お母さんがいなくなったら私一人よ。
Oh.
私はいつまでお母さんと一緒にいられる？
Holy shit, she actually...
これからずっと一人になるなら手紙なんて書かないで今私と一緒にいて。私といてよ。お母さん、お母さん。お嬢様、お母さん。
お嬢様。
Damn, she actually...
お嬢様、お嬢様の時間を私が消費していることには意味があります。どうかお母様に対してお怒りにならないでください。だってお嬢様がお辛いのは当たり前です。その小さな体で すでにお母様のご病気を受け止めていらっしゃる。あなたはとても立派です。立派じゃない。立派じゃない。私、お母さんを泣かせちゃった。いいえ、お嬢様はお優しい方です。違う。いいえ。違う。違う。私が嫌な子だから、お母さんが病気になって。関係ありません。違う。誰にもどうにもならないことなのです。私の腕があなたの腕のように柔らかい肌にはならないのと同じくらいどうしようもないことなのです。
Damn, Violet, you are strong. You are one strong girl.
手紙を書くの。人には届けたい思いがあるのです。そんなの届かなくていい。届かなくていい手紙なんてないのですよ、お嬢様。
But yeah, yeah. Anne is such a good girl.
そして私を抱きしめてくれたお人形が手紙を書き終えてさよならする日が来た。バイオレット。
Aww.
お嬢様。あれ、あったかい。
Seriously? After all this time?
それじゃ飲んだ紅茶は。ですからいずれ体内から排出され大地に帰ります。それはお人形じゃなかったの。それから良くないものでもなかったわ。とっても優しくて、私あの人が書いた手紙読んでみたかったな。
But, huh.
一体誰への手紙だったんだろう。あん。さあお茶にしましょう。お母さん、
What?
遊びをしましょう。
This ended much more wholesome than I thought. Oh no. She didn't. Yeah, it seems she didn't survive the winter. God damn it.
頑張ることが多くてくじけているかも。でも負けないで。寂しくて泣いてしまうこともあるかもしれないけど、忘れないで。お母さんはいつもアンのこと愛してるわ。アン。
Oh, they're still going. Oh, god damn it.
背も伸びてずいぶん大きくなったんでしょうね。でもまだ本を読むのと踊ることは好きでしょう。なぞなぞと虫取りは卒業したかしら。18歳の誕生日おめでとう。もう立派なレディーね。好きな人ができたかしら。恋の相談には乗れないけど、あなたが選ぶ人ならきっと。 とても素敵な人よ。誕生日おめでとう、アン。
When is the last one?
生きたのね。すごいわ。
20 years.
でもたまには弱音を吐いてもいいのよ。あなたが不安になっても私がいるわ。アン、ずっとずっと見守ってるわ。
Oh, that's nice. Hmm.
お疲れ様。すごい量。今後
Yeah, that's
アンマグノリアに届ける。
50?
50通も書いたの？久しぶりの出張代筆だったのに。
Holy shit.
問題ありません。でも素敵ね。これから毎年届くのが楽しみね。はい。ですが、届く頃にはお母様はまだあんなに小さい寂しがり屋で、お母様が大好きなお嬢様を残してあのお屋敷に一人残されて、私お屋敷ではずっと泣くのを我慢していました。
You did good, Violet. You did good.
でもバイオレット、届くのよ。あなたの書いた手紙が。それに遠く離れていても
The ones will always watch over you.
道しるべ? This... And normally I would just cut it by now, but I feel like this ending definitely kind of fits the story for this one. And, you know, it kind of... it's kind of like a parallel to Violet herself, isn't it? Loved ones will always watch over you. Alright, see you guys after this. Okay, I will admit, this episode kinda got me. I did shed a few tears here and there, although, of course, nothing, it didn't really break down or anything. I don't think any of you guys were expecting that. If you were, well, no, you probably haven't been watching my videos long enough. But, it is a sad situation, right? Although, I have to say, I felt way better about the whole thing when we saw Anne actually go through the stages of her life, and we find out that, so here's the thing, right? To me, there are three major emotional points in this episode. Number one is the point where we realize that Anne actually knows about everything, right? And that really caught me off guard, because the premise of this particular episode I kind of got just from the opening scene. It's been done many times before. I think it was pretty obvious that this was gonna happen, that Violet was going to be writing letters. Initially I thought it was a will, but then once she said that she was writing letters and she would be here for 7 days, I was like, okay, she's probably writing letters to Anne, right? 50, I definitely did not expect that, but well, just goes to show like how much love that the mother put into all of this, right? So anyways, putting that aside, there were 3 major emotional points in this particular episode, right? For me, anyways. Number 1 would actually be when Anne figured out, we realized that Anne has actually figured the whole thing out, and she knows the truth about her mother's situation. Because that was a really critical point there, because throughout the first half of the episode, we basically were like, she was basically being a bratty girl, right? She was pestering Violet, and doing all this and that, not really understanding the importance of this, and you can't really blame her. At the same time, she is just a little child after all, so, you gotta be nice with her, as impolite as she may be, as pestering as she may be, but especially for people who have already sort of kind of guessed the circumstances of the entire thing, you obviously want to treat her with a little bit more delicacy, right? But realizing that, hey, she is much smarter than she lets on, she completely knows about all the situations and all that, and indeed she is entirely, it's just, that is such powerful, right? And after Violet goes up and chases after her and whatnot, with them arguing back and forth, and Anne saying, no, she's a bad girl, and the whole time I was just thinking, Anne, you are an absolutely great little girl. You are a great little daughter, and oh man, honestly, to me, that might actually be the most emotional point of the episode, honestly, even more so than the others, because to just realize that at such a young age, she has already grasped all of this, and is already prepared to face, whatever comes after, right? At this point, all she wants is to spend a little bit more time with her mother, and I'm, okay, that just really, that really touched something in my heart there, even though maybe my actual tears were flowing at the scene where they were reading letters, right? Which would be the second emotional point here. However, like I said, to me, it was kind of nullified a little bit because, and this is a good thing, all right? This is a good thing because we do see that Anne has, she's grown up wonderfully, grown up into a beautiful girl, and she has found her own happiness as well, right? She's got married, she's even had a daughter of her own. Life continues on, right? And we can see that in Anne herself as well. We see that, every year when she opens a letter, she still gets sentimental, she still cries a little bit, but look at the smile, right? I think that scene is the most powerful thing, and I think should be the correct way to, well, sorry, there's no correct way to look at this series, but at least for me, the method that I'm choosing to look at this series is one of positivity, right? Look at Anne on her, what was it, I think it was the 20th birthday, right? Receiving the letter, she got a few tears, got teary-eyed and whatnot, quickly wiped it away, and look at that smile on her face as she greets her husband and her baby. That is what we should look forward to, right? That is the future, and that is knowing that Anne is going to live a very happy life onwards, even without the presence of her mother and father during her youth. That already, to me, I'm satisfied, right? I'm entirely satisfied. And I do kind of wonder, because the third most emotional scene obviously would be Violet herself breaking down, right? And indeed, that the entire time I was like, holy shit, Violet, you are certainly quite strong here, because we know that at this point Violet has these emotions, right? Especially since she, in a way, you could say this is a parallel of her situation as well. Now, obviously, Gilbert and Violet's relationship isn't that of a father-daughter or anything like that, but it's kind of similar in the sense that Gilbert is the guardian, after all, of Violet, and so you kind of get that same feeling as well, right? And indeed, with the same one with a loved one passing away, and then combined with the end there, the parallel there, right? Loved ones will always watch over you. It's the same it's the situation for Anne. It's the same situation for Violet as well. So, indeed, that scene where she really breaks down, and we know, yeah, she is completely human in her emotions now. Even though that's kind of sounds weird to say, but you guys know what I mean, right? But to be honest, I never doubted that. The entire time I did think that Violet was putting up a strong front, because again, this sort of similar, we see that Violet herself is kind of affected, right? Obviously, well, I wasn't expecting her to really break down like that, but it's a good thing. It's a good thing. I do kind of wonder though whether I would have preferred to see the two, the order of the events switched a little bit, right? So maybe see Violet breaking down first, realizing that hey, she's going to be sending out these 50 letters that she wrote on behalf of the mother every year for this orphaned child here. But like I said, the fact that we can see that Anne is living happily in the future kind of, to me, sort of brings this all back, and like, instead of really feeling for Violet at that point in time, I was more like, okay, yeah, Violet, she definitely is, has a full range of her empathy and emotions now, but at the same time, I can kind of stay here and be at peace with the situation, because we see that Anne is going to live a happy life in the future. So that kind of lessens that sort of the sort of very emotional and sad factor of everything, and instead uplifts it into a scenario where it's looking positively towards the future, right? And that's why I feel like that's, to me anyways, that's the correct way to look at this episode, because I think it was deliberate that the order was in the way that they did, and having that final quote there, right? Loved ones will always watch over you. That is definitely something that is going to drive you towards the future, towards a more positive, towards a more optimistic future instead. So to me, even though this was supposedly a sad episode, actually by the end of it, I think what we should take away from this is that, look forward to the future, right? You can't change what's going to happen, what's already happened and whatnot, but you can still make the best out of the situation. Even with the loss of a loved one and whatnot, you can still live your life happily. You can still live a great life, so on and so forth. You can still push on. You can still continue to know, to live your life knowing that this is what your loved ones would have wanted for you, right? So in a sense, Anne's entire situation could be a parallel to Violet as well. And we would expect Violet to also be sort of the same, right? Even though Gilbert does not have any sort of these letters or whatnot that he's going to give to Violet, and so on and so forth. But the memories that Violet had with Gilbert are all the same, and is going to push her forward in the future, right? So yeah, and that's basically what this episode is all about, at least for me. So once again, this is, I don't know, this is kind of on a tangent here, but the very first, it's kind of used a lot nowadays. This particular this particular method. I'm maybe it's been used a long time already. To me, the first time I encountered something similar to this was actually a movie in the 2000s. It's called P.S. I Love You, and it's actually from a novel as well. And that was way back. Like, that was when I was in my teens and whatnot. But that was I cried a lot. I will fully admit. I went to it with my girlfriend at that time. I was like, okay, this is just a chick flick and whatnot, and I was bawling at the scenes of the movie and whatnot, which, some people consider it to be a shitty movie, but any case, this is sort of like a tangent, but what I'm saying here is that because, going through these kind of situations, knowing what to expect and whatnot, does slightly put a damper on the moods and so on and so forth. But as I said, I feel like for this episode in particular, looking at the positivity at the end of it and all that, and that itself is already the best outcome out of this particular episode and this particular situation, right? And so yeah, I think that's basically it for this. Let me know if I missed anything or whatnot. If you think I'm a monster for not bawling my eyes out, do let me know as well. I do kind of enjoy watching those kinds of comments as well. But anyways, that's it for episode 10 of Violet Evergarden. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys next time as well, and indeed probably on Mondays from now on. So that's it, and bye bye.